Misha from Periphery here.
Mark from Periphery.
And I'm Jake, and you are watching APTV.
I actually wanted to play drums and guitar pretty much as long as I can remember, but my parents wouldn't have it. They wanted me to play piano, and they were like, "Oh, you're just gonna go deaf. You play drums," and they weren't too stoked on the guitar either. But I'm Jewish, and when I had my bar mitzvah, I actually used that money to buy my first drums and my first guitar. I actually focused on drums at first, but when I was about 17, I went to school and went to university, and I couldn't really practice drums there. So I was like, well, I'm going to focus my talents on guitar, and that's really when I started to kind of sit with the instrument and really appreciate it for what it was.
I started when I was 8 years old, and my mom took me to a local music store, and I saw these like really cool Ibanez guitars, Jacksons and Gibsons on the wall, and they were all like silver and black, and they looked really cool to me, and it just kind of it just reached out to me to want to play those. And luckily for me, I come from a very musical family, and everybody plays the guitar or some other instrument, so they were always around the house. So getting started was really easy, and I had a lot of support.
I was 13 years old at the time. I had no interest in playing music at all. It's funny, all I wanted to do was play basketball. That was my main hobby when I was a kid. And then I tore my MCL, a ligament in my knee, and I was laid out for about half a year. I couldn't do any physical activity. And it was around that time where I started to get into MTV. I discovered at that age, and I saw a Foo Fighters live special that they did in support of their first record. And I was so taken aback by Dave Grohl's charisma and enthusiasm as a performer. Because of that, my parents, they got me an $80 horrible guitar with the speaker actually built into the body. It was terrible. It was almost impossible to play, but when I finally moved to a real guitar, I think it was like an Epiphone Les Paul or something, it felt like I was playing air. That going from a guitar like that to a Les Paul.
Dave Grohl was always like kind of a hero of mine as well. But I think that big transition when I switched to guitar, like John Petrucci was one of my biggest influences from Dream Theater. I just wanted to be him. I loved Alan Holdsworth and Guthrie Govan and people like that, just for their sort of mastery of the instrument.
If Dave Grohl for me was a gateway, I would say Hetfield, Dimebag, and Randy Rhoads were the hard drug, so to speak.
What was the first Metallica song you ever learned?
I think it was the Eye of the Beholder. Yeah. How about you? What was your first? Everybody knows the
I think the first one that I actually could play the whole way through.
Don't say Fuel.
No. It was Master of Puppets.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a hard one.
It is, but what I'm saying, that was the first one that actually learned the whole way through. Like I'd learned bits and pieces.
Yeah.
Like probably the first thing that I had ever played was like Nothing Else Matters.
Yeah.
You could just do it one-handed, right? Exactly. But like the first song that I actually like made an effort to learn the whole way through, and the down picking part was always killed me. So I think I cheated on that for sure, but. I would actually play along with the whole song. Yeah. That was definitely Master of Puppets.
Wow. Actually, the first song that I ever learned on guitar was a Metallica song. It was Sanitarium, off of Master of Puppets.
That's a good one.
And it was cool because my aunt, who also plays guitar, had a Master of Puppets tab book, and this was right as the internet was emerging. People weren't putting guitar tabs on there yet, so having the tablature was like a treasure, because you didn't have to learn it by ear. You could actually learn it as if somebody transcribed it. So yeah, Sanitarium.
So this is my PRS signature model for 2015. It's a guitar that we've been working on for about a year now, and it's a different take on the traditional PRS Custom 24. We did a different scale length, a slightly longer scale length, 25 and a half, and a flatter fretboard raise. This is 20 inches. It's something that feels very comfortable to me naturally. And we've got my set of Seymour Duncan Alpha and Omega pickups in here, which sound great in the guitar. They were built specifically for the guitar, in fact. This bridge, which is a new bridge that PRS developed specifically for the guitar to accommodate the string-through body here. Mahogany is the body wood, quotes maple top on it, maple neck and an ebony board, and this thing's my main steady.
I also have a signature guitar with Ibanez, and this is the JBM 100. and it was all based off a custom guitar I made at the LA Custom Shop, Gavin's LA Custom Shop, and they like the design so much that they want to put it in production. So it's a really has an understated aesthetic to it, whereas it has like a gold and black theme to it, but it's all matte, and there, you know, you can't even, there's no top on it, but it does have a maple cap on it with a mahogany body. Features a set of my signature DiMarzio Titan pickups, and yeah, I love this guitar. This is my main guitar I play it every night.
And this is my Jackson. This is actually a prototype for my signature that is coming out at NAMM. And it's the Jackson Juggernaut. It's available in 6 and 7 string models. But yeah, this one is kind of one of the prototypes that really set the baseline for where we're going to work from. I've been working on this for over 2 years now because we carved out a new body shape. Has all sorts of crazy carves on it. I wanted a very specific thing. This is the final version has alder back and quilted maple tops, a 5/8 inch quilted cap. It's a huge piece of wood and it looks fantastic. This has my signature bare knuckle Juggernaut pickups in it. Truss rod adjustment there, so it's super easy. Just get it right there. You can just hear your guitar on the fly. It's a 26.5 inch scale. It's got hip shot locking tuners, hip shot bridge here, and a 5-way switch which just allows you to get slew of tones. And this is kind of a cool little feature here. These dots here are glow in the dark. They're called lumen lays. We have a light show that makes it kind of tough to see anything. So these once these charge up, like I can see what's going on even if there's no light on my guitar, which is kind of nice.